Morning guys, we're back on the 1200 coupe. We didn't touch it last week because I have other cars in the shop that also need to be done, but yeah, where were we last week? We got, well, not last week, the week before, we got up to fixing this corner section because it was very rusty, very rusty. But yeah, we got everything made up and some of it welded in, but yeah, even up to here, had to replace all this section here. Still got to do that bit there because it's rusty, as you can see. But what we're going to do today is we're going to yeah, weld the remaining parts up here that I haven't done yet, get them welded in, and it's probably going to be another 4-day week on this, so I'll get as much as I can get done in that amount of time. Also got to go over to the other side and fix that corner there. So yeah, we're into it, flat out guys, flat out. I did go racing on the weekend in my 620. I'll put just one of the runs up the hill at the end of this video, so if you want to hang around till the end of the video or fast forward or do whatever you want to do, you can see that if you want to. But if not, it doesn't matter. Been tinkering away. Got it's very cramped down here at the moment, as you can see, because I got too many cars in the shop. But yeah, I got a goal of trying to get this in color by Christmas. That's my goal. So I'm going to come out here at night time and start rubbing down the primer ready for paint. Yeah, that's not very exciting. It's not very exciting for me anyway. So yeah, you'll see that soon. You'll see it soon. Anyway, I'm going to go to work and I'll come back when I've got something to report. Alright, I got all those panels unscrewed, and I've still got a little bit of work to do before I actually weld them in. I'm going to weld them in one at a time. Like this goes here. As you can see, I've got to do some plug welds down here. But underneath is rusty, so I've got to get rid of all of this shit metal here so I can put a fresh bit of metal in there, just so I've got something to plug weld to. It's all a process, guys. It's all a process. So, yeah, I'll probably because this panel goes here like that. I'm not going to cut it out up to where I need to weld it just yet. I'm just going to do a quick cut back a little bit, about there, just so I can get at this part here to fix it up, and then weld the A-pillar panel in, and then after the A-pillar's welded in, then I'll come back and sort out the bulkhead plenum area. Yeah, it's all a jigsaw puzzle. There you go, I got rid of that rust anyway. So now I just got to hit it with some weld through primer here and some rust treatment before I weld in the next panel. So there we go guys, it's the A-pillars all solid and no rust, so don't worry about that. That's just old seam sealer. I'll get that out before I do the next stage, but the next stage will be getting these other two bits back into position where they need to go, so I can work out what might be the next cut. I'm thinking it might be this bit here, but I'm unsure until I get them back into position. So I'm going to do that. I've got about half an hour before lunch, so I'll get that ready to go, I think. Well, that's all welded in. Should do the job. Still got to Still waiting for the part that goes in here. Hasn't arrived yet, but hopefully it will soon. I'm gonna this is where the water drains out. I'm just gonna grind that out a little bit bigger, just to make sure that it doesn't block up, because that's the downfall of these things. They get all leaves and shit in here and it blocks up the drains, and then they just hold water and rust out. It's not good for them. But I'm going to treat it up nice and well with epoxy paint and all of that as well, to make sure it doesn't do it. So yeah, on to the next bit. Tuesday morning. Alright, yesterday we did all the inside of the bulkhead there. Excuse my mess, I'm in the middle of working. But yeah, there was a bit of rust in the front corner of this shock tower up the top here. So I've cut out all the old metal and I've made a new piece to go in, which goes here like that somehow. And then the top cap bit, which goes over the top of that, like so. So that's where I'm at this morning, sorting that all out, and then I'll probably take this bulkhead off, plenum off, and start on that side over there, and move into the shock tower as well. And then I just got the bottom corners of the front firewalls to do. Mental blank there. Before I can weld the radiator support in properly. There's also a bit of rust down there as well I've got to contend with. But we're getting there on the rust, mate. We're getting there. Not much left to do. Still waiting on the panels to arrive. Once they arrive, it's full steam ahead, and yeah, won't be long until this is completely rust free, and then I've got to start on the fun stuff. Nope, it's not fun at all. Body filler work and all of that. Don't like that bit. Maybe I should hire someone to do it for me. Sounds like a good idea, actually. Anyway, just got a thin layer of 1K rattle cam primer over it to keep the rust off until it comes time to do it properly. But yeah, no rust in this corner no more. She's all good. Should keep the water off your feet. Anyway, as I said, still waiting for this panel here to arrive before we can weld that in. So we're going to go over the other side and work out how we can get some clecos out without a cleco tool. Yeah, I think they squeeze together. Not even sure 100% how they work, but I'm sure I'll work it out. I need to buy a cleco tool and some clecos, because they're not mine. Right, we're on the other side, on the left hand side. So I've made up this part here already, which is to fill in what's missing here. But this part here is a concern because it doesn't reach the top. Now that's where the top of the wiper plenum here is supposed to plug weld to. But there's nothing there for it to plug weld to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this section out and make a new bit that's 10mm taller across here, so it's so it matches where it's supposed to, is what I'm trying to say. And this part here is a concern too, so I'm going to bring this down to meet that, like so. And I do believe there's something missing in there. So when I cut this out, I'll have a look, and I might have to continue this edge here out of it, because I'd hate for it to leak and fill the passenger side footwell up with water. So I'm getting into that. That's my next step. As I said, I'll get that made up. That's a start. So just to give you an idea on how much metal, new metal, I've put in the 1200. See this sheet here? It's got this section here. It's got this big chunk missing out of it. Well, I've used one of those sheets, one full sheet, plus what's missing out of here. That's what I've put into the 1200 so far. That's unbelievable. Anyway, there's about another bit that's about to go in it now. So I'm just making sure that the wiper cowl is going to fit before I go too far with the modifications. Now I've got the new piece of tin in underneath here. I'll pull it off in a second, I'll show you. I've got it marked out where I've got to cut it. Now this is all lining up with the original spot welds that were drilled out. So it's in the right spot. Alright, however, if we put this away. Oh, over there. Now, keep in mind that texture line that I've marked, that Sharpie line. See where it ends? That's original tin, so I've got to make a bit that's going to match across to there. Just doesn't end. Anyway, that won't take long. We'll get into that. This is what takes the time. Little fiddly bits. You think you're going to run smooth, but then nope, doesn't happen. All right, left hand side is now done. I had to weld on the extension there to make it up to the edge. And this part was non-existent, so I just had to come up with that inside my own head because I had nothing to go by. But I'll put the wiper cowl on in a sec so you can see that it actually fits good. I'm quite happy with it. But yeah, so both sides are done. What I'm going to do next is put that side brace on, and then fix the rust in the actual outer skin of the wiper plenum, so it's all ready to weld on. I'm not going to weld it on just yet because I want to get the car outside so I can blast out this surface rust that's up here. Not worrying about these welds too much because they're inside, they won't get seen, and I'm just going to cover everything in here with brush on seam sealers to keep the rust away. But before I do that, I want to prime it with some epoxy primer. So yeah, forwards, that's the plan. Yep. Just so you can see, with the wiper plenum cowl stuck in spot, just sitting here. So the new panel that I came up with, everything lines up around here, so it's all nice. You see I've still got to fix the edge of this wiper plenum and this, and the rust over there on the other side as well. But we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. So as I said, I'm going to put this side brace on, fix that rust so I can cleco in spot with the clecos I have here. Then I'm going to move forward, fix the rust in this strut tower, fix the two corners of keep on forgetting what they're called, the things these things, you can see them, those things. And once they're fixed, you can start welding the radiator support in. But when I do that, I want to bolt on all the bonnet and guards, and this bonnet bracket isn't welded to the body as of yet, so that's another thing I also have to do. And I want to put the bonnet on, get it in spot, and see if I can get a tack weld on it through the wiper plenum there before I go too far. My shed is way too cramped at the moment. I've got too many cars in, and only one of them are mine. So anyway, I'm gonna get into it so I can get rid of some of these cars. Plans changed just a wee bit. I was gonna weld in the this part here. I've prepped it up ready to go, but yeah, I'm not going to do it just yet, because when I fix these, I may have to replace some of the outer skirt there. Is that the word I was looking for before? Skirt. Yeah, so I can't do that while this is welded on. So I'm going to leave that, and I'll come back to it. So next, I'm just going to fix all the rust in this plenum, ready to go. Yes. That's the plan. So this corner, that bit over there, and yeah, shouldn't take too long. I don't think so anyway. Okay, we got this side of the wiper plenum rust repair panel all made, and it's fitting good. As you can see underneath, where the original tin is still there, it's rusted right up to there. So I've got to cut the old tin out before I weld the new tin in. I'll probably use the TIG on that, because I can get it both sides easy enough. And it's a spot that you're going to see, so it's got to be nice and tidy. I've made up the other side, well, I haven't made it up. When I took the pattern, I cut out two at once, so I didn't have to make the pattern twice, because it is reversible. But I don't need to use as much as what I did on that one, because the rust doesn't spread as far up. As you can see by this side, yeah, the rust doesn't go as far up, so probably don't need that section there. I'll cut that off and only use that. And reverse it and go from that way. You'll see it take shape. It doesn't look like much at the moment, but I'll do that tomorrow, because it's knockoff time and it's hot. Same temperature as it was yesterday, but it's a lot more humid. Don't like it. Rightio. we got here? So what we got is I made up some corner pieces for the strut towers for this side because it's rusted out. So they go there, and I'm going to weld those in on Monday more than likely, because it's Thursday but I'm working a 4-day week because I've got other responsibilities with another car tomorrow. So 1200's done for the week, but yeah, got a fair bit done. The wiper cowl's all ready to weld in. All the inner plenum is all fixed up on both sides. So after I've done this part, I'll weld on this side brace, which I said I was going to weld on, but I want to do these parts here first because I'll more than likely need to weld from behind. I can't do that after that's welded in. But when that's finished, I'll be tackling these bits at the front on both sides, and then I can weld the radiator support on. And that's a big majority of the rust done. I've still got to weld in the parts that I can't because I've got no panels. Still waiting. A little bit slight. I've got to replace this gutter rail. Oh, and I've got a big indiscretion on the floor down here I've got to sort out. I'll do that later. But yeah, motoring ahead quite well. So anyway, oh, look at this guy. Look at him. I made him in school probably, oh, I don't know, 30 odd years ago, give or take. While everyone else were making paper mache balloons, I was quite arty back when I was a young fella. I was making this guy because I used to do taekwondo when I was a young fella. Anyway, I think that'll be it for the week. So if you'd like to hit the like button, subscribe and all that sort of stuff, that'll help me out fantastically. Anyway, catch you later.